envy dressed as justice. Hey everyone! Welcome back to our series exploring Roland Baader Kreide für den Wolf. Chalk for the Wolf. This final part confronts the modern face of collectivism and the urgent warnings that flow from everything we've uncovered so far. Picture the emergence of a new ruling layer, bureaucrats, intellectuals, and political elites, who thrive inside the expanding apparatus of redistribution and control. This parasitic class doesn't produce wealth. It extracts and allocates it, building comfortable positions insulated from the market tests that discipline everyone else. Their power grows with every new regulation, subsidy, or welfare expansion, creating a self-reinforcing cycle where the solution to every problem is more of the same machinery that feeds them. Logically, this setup violates basic incentives. When livelihoods depend on expanding the state rather than creating value for voluntary customers, the system tilts toward ever greater intervention and dependency. Counters that defend this class as necessary experts or public servants collapse because genuine expertise proves itself through results in open competition, not through monopoly grants from political authority. The reasoning is straightforward. Any group shielded from feedback and rewarded for complexity will generate more complexity, not solutions. If this hits you deep, those raw historical truths or those light bulb moments, drop a comment, tell a friend, and stick around for more. This new form of Marxism operates with a counterfeit moral monopoly, enforced by modern Pharisees who combine intellectual arrogance with profound moral emptiness. They claim exclusive possession of compassion and justice while demonizing dissent as selfishness or ignorance. Yet their ethics rest on selective outrage and enforced outcomes rather than consistent principles applied to all. Pure logic exposes the fraud. True morality respects individual agency and voluntary cooperation. The fake version demands coercion to achieve predetermined results, then cloaks the coercion in virtue. Arguments that portray critics as lacking empathy fail the consistency test. Coerced transfers erode the very character traits that make genuine charity and responsibility possible. When moral posturing justifies plunder, it produces widespread cynicism and ethical decay, not elevation. At the deepest level lies the secret of Marxism's stubborn resilience despite repeated practical failures. It taps into primal human instincts, envy, the desire for security without effort, and the appeal of simple narratives that blame others for personal or group misfortune. It dresses these instincts in pseudoscientific language and moral grandeur, offering a comforting illusion of control and fairness. This psychological and emotional grip explains why evidence of collapse never fully discredits the ideology. It satisfies deeper needs than mere material outcomes. Reason dismantles the endurance myth by showing that no system can indefinitely defy economic reality. Distorted incentives, misallocated resources, and suppressed discovery inevitably produce decline. Counters claiming this time it's different or failures were not real Marxism ignore the recurring pattern rooted in the same constructivist errors. The logic holds. Ideologies that flatter human weaknesses while promising utopia will always find new adherents until we address the underlying flaws in thinking and character. All of this culminates in the third great decline of the West, propelled by exploding public debt, the insatiable welfare apparatus, and the resurgence of Marxism in fresh disguises. Debt-financed promises create an intergenerational transfer where current consumption is paid for by future production that may never materialize. The welfare machine breeds dependency on a scale that undermines the productive base needed to sustain it. Together they form a slow-motion unraveling, rising obligations, shrinking voluntary spheres, and eroded incentives to create. Logical analysis reveals the unsustainability. You cannot consume more than you produce forever, nor can you tax and borrow your way to prosperity without eventually choking the golden goose of free exchange. Opposing views that treat debt as harmless or welfare as investment crumble when you trace the compound effects, distorted time preferences, reduced capital formation, and political addiction to short-term payoffs. The trajectory points toward harder choices unless intellectual resistance reverses course. Several powerful passages capture these dynamics with unflinching clarity. One dissects the new class and its built-in drive toward expansion. Another unmasks the moral monopoly as arrogance paired with ethical poverty. The exploration of Marxism's secret reveals the instinctual and rhetorical mechanisms that keep it alive. And the warning of the third decline ties everything together in a sobering forecast of consequences if patterns remain unchanged. These sections don't merely describe, they diagnose with precision that cuts through comfortable denial. Taken as a whole, these final themes deliver both diagnosis and call to action. The patterns are not inevitable. They stem from identifiable intellectual and moral failures that can be confronted with better reasoning and renewed commitment to organic order. The analysis rests on immutable realities of human action, knowledge limits, and incentive structures. It urges us to reject the comforting illusions and defend the fragile conditions that allow prosperity and liberty to emerge. If these insights sharpen your understanding of the present moment and its deeper roots, return to the book itself and carry the conversation into your own circles. Reflect, discuss, and act on the principles that have proven durable across time. Thanks for joining me through all three parts. Until next time, stay curious and think critically. Stay free.